Hello, everyone.
Hi, it's nice to see you all again here today. Let's wait a few more minutes for Edwards, the first and the most important, that the teacher will be here soon. And maybe for a few, oh yeah, I can see Edwards is here joining the meeting. Hi.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
We are fine. We are saying hi in the chat in our like national languages.
Sounds nice.
Having fun.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing in advance. I have to leave in 1 hour because I have classes and I not want my students to wait.
It's not a problem. It's like in social media. You can do a lot of things, but some things are premium cost. So we'll send you an invoice. Maybe also via card payment, you know? Because normally invoices are not sent in social media. You subscribe for a service, for example, LinkedIn premium account or Facebook ad payments, mostly cards or PayPal system. So we accept all of them. All right. That's a joke just in case. We accept only
Don't
cards.
worry.
I know.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, guys. Hi.
Today I was smarter. I sent a reminder, the email almost 1 hour before the meeting. So hoping for more students than yesterday. But I see that they are coming. By the way, today in Latvia, we have a national holiday, the Independence Day or birthday. Edwards, correct me. Am I right? 103. Yes. Your microphone is off. Yes, thank you. We cannot hear you, Edwards, if you are talking with us.
Oh, right. I was saying, first of all, I confirmed that 103-year-old birthday, of course. Yeah, you're right. And I was asking, that we're waiting for somebody, right?
Actually, we can start. Don't wait.
Okay.
Yeah. If
Uh,
anyone will join later, it's okay. I will give you a host.
Yeah, just in case, since we are going to have a home task also for the next time, so there's a deadline when we meet. And Zana, can you please specify the deadline when is going to be the defendants?
Next Friday.
Next Friday, exactly.
This Friday, we will listen what you have prepared for business communication course. And next week, you will meet again with Edwards and he will judge how you have done your homework in social media course.
Yeah, it is going to be the same time, but only of 26th of November. Yeah, next Friday. I'll tell you what do I expect from you. So it will be individual task. And it looks like after this lesson, we'll send you out it in written form also. Yep. Okay, guys. So let's start the lecture. We left with the ideas of the digital identity creation. Maybe you have some comments regarding it, or maybe new ideas or thoughts about it, or questions. Yeah.
I recognized every material yesterday. I spent quite my time, and maybe I realized and I agree that it's important and use it in our interest, organization interest. Nowadays, without digital technology, get something positive, it's impossible. And I think that this meeting is very useful for me, realized and said that, yes, I use most of situation, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, but I realized that more carefully use this knowledge, and thank you. Interesting.
Thank you very much. So these lectures are for you. So therefore, yeah, we're going to continue also to get some knowledge today. And we're going to talk about social media marketing issues and how to measure things, search engine optimizing. And at the end of the day, I'll give you the task for the next Friday. It will be relatively easy, but it will give an idea how can you think about creating the digital brand identity in the social medias. So yeah, luckily we have those materials also on English language with videos and presentations. So thank you, Dodo, for being kind, for responsive for this, because yeah, it will be online available for you, still is, and you can be using it. And yeah, maybe before I continue, if you have some questions in any time, you can ask. It's not a problem for us to go through the things which are specifically interested. And also I have a question, maybe somebody from yesterday's pitches when we had divides in teams, when we divided in teams, maybe you have some ideas which you wanted to simply talk through. Maybe some of the teams did not maybe say all of their ideas, how they build the digital identity for some brands. We talked about the sweets and cakes and the school for smart kids. So maybe something not said until the end. So maybe you want to add something? Anyone? If not, we are continuing with our conversation for domain name registry. So first of all, I'm going to explain you what is the domain name again. And as you correctly said previously, domain name is the name of the website. So I hope you can see the screen, the white screen. Yeah, really great. So domain name is simply name how you call the websites. For example, www.facebook.com. This part is a domain name. And domain name is actually this part is called a URL. URL or website link. This is what we call it, website link, this one. So it means it's the whole long www. And then we can be talking about this part, which is facebook.com. And this part is called the domain name. So it means when we're talking about the domain names, we add domain name, we add the name itself, in this case, Facebook, plus this .com or .something else, for example, .Russia, .Moldavia. For Moldavia, it's like this one, as you know it, or for example, in Latvia, it is .lv, etc. So it means domain name consists of the name and that extension. Therefore, it is really important to remember that the extension, this part, is simply called in the way which we call the domain name extension. So I'll write it down. And the domain name extensions can be various types. First of all, there can be generic domain names. So generic domain names. Those are the most common and popular ones. For example, .com. What type of generic domain names have you heard about? So we can make a list of it. .com is the most popular in the world.
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com would be the domain name. So it means domain plus extension. And I mean the ending. So I would be asking now, yeah, Amazon.com is totally right for domain name, really great. And the question is domain name extensions. What type of these actually, if we talk about generic domain names, domain name extensions. So it means domain name extensions. This would be the correct way how to express it. So .com, .net, for example, you have heard about this, yeah? What else? .net?
MD, FR, depending on the country you are locating.
Oh, that's what I really like. So Moldavia, .France. What is this one? EU, right, European Union.
.org.
.g.
.org.
All right, when you're saying .org, it's a generic domain name. And I can also express what actually it means. .com means commercial, for commercial purposes mostly, but it doesn't matter much. Are you non-profit organization or maybe a school, you can go for .com anyone. But originally it was intended for businesses. And .net means, yeah, for example, .ge. Again, if we talk about the territories, we have also those prime level domain names. So there can be either for territory or simply meaning some kind of, in this case, net means network, but it can be used for anything else. Org means what?
Organization.
Exactly. For example, World Animal Organization or World Trade Organization, yeah, or Wikipedia.org, meaning that normally those are non-profit organizations. And if you want to identify them, you can call it with this one. Yeah, really great. So in this case, we have the country-based, we have generic domain names. We have even domain names where it is possible to write down, for example, like this, and there are secondary domain name levels. So the idea is you can register whatever you choose and whatever you like, unless it's not taken by somebody else. And also you need to check out, do you have actually rights to register? Because it depends on different countries regarding trademarks and other issues. But normally, remember, if a domain name is not registered, you can register it, but you cannot say, for example, if you would register Netflix.md, Netflix in Moldavia, and you are not Netflix, you cannot say that this is kind of streaming service, the business for the Netflix is working, because it's trademark infringement, so it's not legal. But if you're putting on something else or trying to sell it, for example, the Netflix itself, you can reserve it. It's allowed. So domain names are showing your identity in digital environment. And as I said, it is important because on social media, you're also mostly searching the name, and the name, maybe the website is not the main place where to be, but the social media can attract customers, but the purchase for some items, for example, as you said, in Amazon, can happen in the platform of Amazon, or maybe application. But sometimes on the social media, you can also be selling stuff, because you can put on some pre-ordering forms, or if it's a consultation for school or some kind of event of a webinar, then you can be actually purchasing and also applying it through social networks. So this is about the domain names. And let's see, where can we register them? So now let's go to some website of for example, name.com. Question, do you see the website? Yeah, really great. So here you can also try to enter, for example, this website, and I'll write you in chat so you can also try to see what names are available. Yesterday we tried out smartest kids in the world, for example. Let's see what it can offer. Smartest kids in the world. If I would be interested in such names to be registered, I see that smartest kids in the world.com is available. .net also, .org is also. So, and they are also saying if I'm willing to buy it, I can buy it as a bundle for first year price. So what is important? What's the price? How do you think, how can we interpret this price for what we paid the money if we register it here, for example? What's included in the payment?
To use the domain.
To use the domain for how long?
For 1 year, I think so.
Year.
Or for
1 year.
So it means you're allowed to own it for and use it for 1 year. And every year you can renew it as a payment subscription. So it's called subscription model. If you have registered and you're paying regularly, in this case via card mostly, then you can use it like pretty much forever, unless the system works. But if you, after 1 year, decide not to make a payment, it's again available for others to register. So some companies register it for 5 years, 10 years, and keep it lifelong. And some are dropping it off earlier. But in this case, it's free. Yes, Lillian?
I have two questions. I know that you can sell the business and the trademarks. What about the domain name? When
Yeah.
you sell your business, you only need to inform that it's a new owner, or you need to make some changes in this register. And the second question is, the price is unique, or for example, the next year it can be bigger.
Great questions, Lilian. I'll try to answer it in three parts. Let's start with the last question. So first of all, it's not mandatory to register it on these with these guys, name.com. This is one of the options, but there are hundreds and thousands of registry places from whom you can register a domain name, and they hold the rights to register it. And the prices can vary. I can give you some. For example, GoDaddy.com, it's really popular, really fancy name, but I'll write it down in chat. For example, here, I can also get an idea. For example, for the best school, let's say I want this, and it gives you an ideas where you can register, and you'll see that there are different pricing strategies. So for you to answer, Liliana, approximately in different platforms, we'll be able to see the .com for 1 year costs from 9 to 12 euros a year, approximately. You see, it is discounted here. For example, in GoDaddy, they say, okay, fine, you can buy a domain name for a .com. For example, it gives some ideas, but it will cost only £1. So it means, but they are saying that you need to register for 2 years. So first year is kind of for €1, next year you paid. So on average, remember, 9 to 12 euros a domain name. But it is possible that some domain names are more expensive. And the idea is every time when you renew it, the price shouldn't change. If it changes and there are some agreements on it, it shouldn't be really costly. It cannot be from €10 to €100. So if you have registered it, you keep it. Next thing is, if you are buying a business from somebody else and they own the domain name. So normally always ask and put in the agreement that you're buying also the trademark and you're buying the domain name. And there should be the owner of the domain name, who normally should be the owner of the business or somebody who does have the rights access for this one. Because, you know, somebody can own the business, but registered domain name can be on his daughter name or some relative or somebody else. So it means that in this case, you should be really cautious and careful, because you need to have this re-registered, and it can be done by you creating the same account, and they can transfer this domain. And the third question is, can you sell the domain name separately? Yes, you can. If I buy this domain name, for example, thebestschool.me, and somebody wants to buy it from me, it's not a problem. For example, let's go to, here's a domain name, standards.com. There's a soap manufacturing company in Latvia. And they are saying, you know what? Standards.com is taken, but what is written here? Click here to buy standards.com as your website. So it means if it's taken, you can buy it. You can contact them and they may be selling, and then they can say whatever price they want, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, or maybe $100. So it means if you own the domain name, yes, you can be reselling it. That's why it's really crucial that you register the domain name, and if it's free and if you like it, register it, because later on somebody else can register it and can take it, and you will have a good name lost. If in social media you can put on various names for your social media, and it may not be the same for everywhere, as we watch out the Starbucks with the small letter, Starbucks coffee, or Starbucks as a single word. It's not that crazy, but the domain name is important. That's why Amazon.com is really well known and really needed. I'll give you an example. Nuts.com. This is the website. You know what they are selling? they're selling simply nuts, nut retailer in United States. So you can go here and buy online different kind of nuts. And their main success is, since they're selling a product which is not that unique, I hope you can see the screen of nuts, right? Can you?
Yes.
All right, really good. It's not unique product, but what is good on them, that they're good on marketing, that they are delivering it. And it's really simple to remember, nuts.com, right? And the thing is that they were having trouble with this selling. And since they know the domain name is really important, they also made their name to be on every package they sell. So normally it looks like this. So transparent color nuts, and it's written nuts.com. So it's a brand. So your brand is created as a name, and in order to protect it, you need to register a nice domain name for your website. And sometimes people say the website is not that important. Social media is. For communication, yes. But for your digital identity and the information about or the place where you're selling, the domain. So, but nuts.com, before it was the website with the name. It was like this, nuts-online.com. So nobody could remember this harsh word. So it was too complicated. Yeah, you see, nuts online. This is something that they don't forget. And they bought the domain name nuts.com. How do you think, for what, how big money did they cost to buy nuts.com? How much?
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Oh no, that's really cheap.
Oh,
It's so
okay.
great. Remember, if it's .com and it's a
Uh-huh.
nice sounding name, like for example, Smart Kids, it shouldn't be less than.
That's mean 1,000, maybe 1,000 euro, dollars, I don't know.
You mean 100,000?
Okay, 100,000, yes.
Oh, now we're talking. But the idea is really simple, that they have purchased it for only, can you see the whiteboard? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
No.
I'm asking every time because yesterday, as you remember, so we couldn't see $700,000. And you know what? That was a good deal. They have said they would pay more. So almost $1 million paid for a domain name.
How many packages they need to sell as to, let's say so, cover these expenditures?
So if they have turnover of tens of millions, then it's enough for them to have a profitable first 3 months of operations, because you get recognition, the brand, and a lot of sales. So in this case, it's not that big money. But for example,
you know, I have an example here in our country, in Moldova. If you know Evroset, company Evroset, Chichivarkin, Evroset, mobile phones, applications, accessories. So when they have decided to enter our local market, of course, they wanted also like a domain, evroset.md. And haphazard, when they wanted already to buy this domain, it was already sold to our competitor, like Eurotel, as far as I remember. And when they have negotiated, Eurotel wanted 1 million for domain.
1 million of what?
$1 million of dollars.
Of dollars. Yeah, it's
yes, the sum was tremendously huge. Like it was 1 million or 2 millions, and of course it was like impossible, mission impossible.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a big money, but you can also negotiate on the deals and sometimes get it lowered down. So I have been buying for my clients, business clients, also the domain names. Yeah, they ask, never pay the first price they're asking for. But actually 1 million, was it a good sounding domain name? Was it a popular one?
It was Evroset MD, yes, like the name of the company, and of course our Moldavian domain.
And you know what? Investing in the domain name is your digital asset, because if you prolong it every year. It is something how you can be found online, and since everything is online, the domain name is crucial. So that's why it's important to register the right domain names at the beginning, or buy them unless you have become more recognized. For example, there is a company, it's called fb.com. fb.com is a short of
Facebook.
exactly. So let's check out. You know what was the first Facebook name? It was the Facebook. And if you have seen the movie Socialные сети or Social Network about Mark Zuckerberg creating Facebook, then you'll see that they have paid, you know how much? Only $100,000. That was really cheap. So they purchased the domain name for 100. So there was a range 100 until 800,000. So it was something like similar as nuts.com. And in this case, they got this domain name, which was called facebook.com. That was really cheap. But when they become popular a few years ago, they purchased fb.com. And now, please use Google, use Yandex, use anything you're willing to search information for. Find out how much did Facebook pay for fb.com. Maybe you can find the right answer.
Oh my God, it's 8.5 million.
I find through the same amount.
Yes,
8.5 million.
When you were saying, oh my God, you meant, oh, luckily they got it that cheap?
Comparing with what? It's not that cheap. Comparing to our salary or something else. No.
Facebook earns money
Maybe for
on
them
ads.
it's cheap.
And it's
but not
really
for
famous
us.
company, and they earn a lot of money. So for them, if they would be even asking 20 million, they should have been paying it. It's a good price. And you know what's the funniest in this story is, it's a fact that, yeah, they truly bought this domain name. But if you can see my screen, if we write down the fb.com and I press enter, what happens? They redirect us to facebook.com. So it means they don't even use the domain name for main communication. And fb.com maybe sounds shorter and easier, but it's a really big brand. So that's why they redirect. It's called, when you have similar domain names, when somebody enters here, you redirect it. And it's done for purposes not to mess up with their digital identity. So it means when you become more popular, you have more money, they'll ask more money for you. Somebody wanted to call their school as Tesla, Nikola Tesla school. Yesterday you were talking about this. Somebody have said about Nikola Tesla school. And the thing is, the Tesla.com domain name cost for 10 years, they couldn't buy it because the seller didn't want to sell. But then he sold it for 10 million. It's even much more. And if you'll be finding out the cases all around, you'll see that you pay even much more money, even 30 millions for a good domain, but normally it also includes the business. You know, it's a brand issue. For example, don't tell Zana that I have showed this example. If she is recording, we have not said it, okay? Vodka.com. What's the real vodka one? Let's enter. Okay, no problem. Can you see my screen? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Vodka.com, which is the real vodka in the world? Ruski Standard. So they bought this domain name in order to raise their brand awareness. So vodka.com is really cool domain name regarding that it's simple, it's easy, it's popular, and this is the one. Yeah, so they bought it in order just to have a marketing. If they want to sell it, they can sell it more than 1 million, no problem, anytime. I think that's the value of it. Yes, Liliana?
I will try to explain my question.
Okay.
Sometimes you can find in your mail letters about, okay, Lily, you have a business. We have an offer for you. You will pay extra. And when you will write the first letters, for example, Maxi Kids, your website will be at the first linear. What do you think about this?
Yeah, first of all, be careful with the emails, which really often can be spams and they're advertising something, or if you're writing down, they're simply willing you to give some information or click on some link, which can be at the end of the day the virus, which can live in your computer. So I think try to ignore these things and not try to even open and not try to click. So this is a clickbait. Normally they say enter something and something will happen. So normally fairy tales doesn't happen in the world. But today we're going to also talk about the search engine optimizing. How can you make your website to appear more up? And this is something which I would like to continue. But before I go to search engine optimizing, one of the first thing is the keywords, which you need to think of when you create the website. So it means here, when we choose the name, remember yesterday I talked about when you create valuable content, you need to think of, is the content addressing to the industry which goes with the name you're actually proposing and telling. If it's about sweets and cakes, you should be about it. You cannot write about the cars, because Google and search engines in the social media platforms like keywords and linking to it. And the thing is that you need to think of the good name and also the domain name, which tries to describe, for example, elementary school or elementary school in some specific city, in this case, Riga, where I come from, for example. And you should show up either region or either some kind of a school or I mean, the name of the industry you're operating in. And really often I would suggest not to go with maybe generic names. It's not that much needed, unless you don't have international business. But you can go with your local country where you're coming from. And if the country you're coming from, you're targeting the local citizen living in it, you should register also these domain names. So it means the country related domain names. And I want to give you a task. I want you to give and show that there are websites. So we have GoDaddy.com, name.com, and also I will give this one, euroregistry.com. This is a website where you can register all kind of domain names also worldwide. In order to see how many different websites can be possible. So it means with the domain extensions. When we go here, I'll try to simply say it's possible for us to have advanced search here. So I'll also write down in chat so you can use it. And as you see, worldwide, I can have all kind of businesses registered all around the world, all kind of domain names. Yeah, as you see, here's Moldova, and Spain, United Kingdom, and etc. But also, I'll write down smart kids again. I'm not that creative today. And here's, you can click also if you want to have generic names, if you want to have the all names. And if you click all names, you'll see that there are a lot of the domains. Let's see them in a minute. So now they're searching what is free for the smart. Oh, I wrote down kids. Let's try it for the smart kids. You'll see approximate prices for a year. So they're proposing Latvia on the upper side. And they're also offering, if smart kids is not available, they'll offer you, for example, kids smart and etc. And you see that Smart Kids Zone, it is available, but you need to pay 2,500. So it's really expensive domain for first time when you purchase. Then yearly you pay less. And yeah, as you see, it gives an ideas. But in this case, I want to see all kind of things, all domain names which are offered here. Let's see what it will say then. Smart Kids, let's see which domains are available. Sometimes it takes time. Yeah, while it's waiting, I suggest you in the task to use name.com, godaddy.com, and europeregistry.com. And you can check the ideas you are interested in and with, or it may be any industry regarding education, regarding some business, or regarding your hobby. And I want you to check it. So you see it's now checking, connecting to the worldwide domains. We'll see, is it available or not? And it also gives an ideas that there can be different domain name types. Even if you go down below, you will see that there are smartkids.cat, smartkids.name, .info, .pro. Such domain names also exist, smartkids.echo. So you see, it also shows what is, for example, free. So it is still checking. And the list, as you see, is really, really long. Yeah, and it's registered here. Smart Kids in Estonia, registered. Smart Kids EU, registered. So popular sounding names are registered. And first available is actually not that much. Yeah, you see, some are not available and some are registered, but smartkids.cat is available. Such domain names exist. Yes, Wolusiak?
So I have a question. If, for example, I'm going to buy a franchise, like I'm going to activate via franchising, and like the company where I'm buying the franchise, they have their own domain. What are the like possibilities me to have the same domain with my prefix, like MD, FR, or something like which belongs to my country?
Okay, that's really great question. First of all, it depends on the agreement you have with your franchise, because when you're buying a franchise, you should have a marketing section which explains it. For example, riseba.lv. When we go here, one of the options is that this is their main domain name of Riseba, and you can have Russian language here, or maybe English language here, but you see the domain name doesn't change, only the language. So first option is they can add in their domain name existing one, your country, region, and you can be there. That's one option which you can ask them. Second thing is you may ask, can you create a separate domain and the website of it? And if they allow you to do it, then you can register it. You can register the domain name, but normally it should be talked in the contract. Do they allow you to do it directly, or they are registering domain name because they are holding the rights for the marketing? And you should be asking them because I don't think that they would like you to register their domain name and you become as an owner. Because if you quit the franchise, you will be the owner of the domain name, and that's not good for them. So you should be asking, but if you're interested in it, you should ask, hey guys, what do you suggest us to do? We want to be in this country and we need to have a domain name. So normally it would be like they register it and you can manage it, or they manage it and give you permission and access for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it always depends. But the whole trademark belongs to the franchise holder, so normally they should be thinking of these things. But it's possible if you have McDonald's worldwide, McDonald's all around, so they have local marketings which are addressing these issues. So now, guys, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes to think of your own domain names to try out. Are they free or not available? And also you can try out, for example, your name. And I'll search the name, for example, Edwards. And I'll see what is available for Edwards. And you can check out what domain names are available, just in case if you would, for example, start a blog. So edwards.qok in the United Kingdom is free, or edwards.net. Now you see, and you can check it. Okay. Okay. Let's have a little small break for domain names. Check it, and later on, let's see what happens. So let's give for this task a few minutes until 16 and 50. So 7 minutes. Okay. Try to do it by yourself. Hey guys, does it work? Is it easy for you to find it? Meanwhile, by the way, while we are working, I'll simply put a video on the background. You can listen what are really great auctions happening, and you can listen what deals have happened before. So how much did it cost? But still keep searching and try to do experiments in all of the 3 platforms. We have a few minutes more.
This video was made possible by hover.com. As you'll see, having the right domain name today could be worth millions tomorrow. Head on over to hover.com/infographics
Can you hear the video okay?
Yes.
Okay.
and give them a try with a sweet 10% discount off your own domain right now, just for fans of the Infographics Show. Now, let's get to the main part of our video. It's not always easy getting the domain name you want, especially if it's one of what are called generic top-level domains. That might be something ending with .com, .org, .edu, .net, or .info. We just searched online to see if we could get headlesschicken.com, and we were told it's a premium domain and would cost over $31,000. You buy a domain name from what's called a registrar, and they reserve those names from registries. But if you wanted to buy headlesschicken.us, that would only set you back $4.99. We're told that in the first quarter of 2018, there were 333.8 million top-level domain name registrations. Getting the name you want might not be easy or might be expensive, as we just found out with our headlesschicken.com. Today, we'll see who paid the most, though, in this episode of the Infographics Show. Most expensive domain names ever sold. First of all, if you're wondering why .com domains can be so expensive, it's just a matter of buying all the best real estate. Brands are often most recognizable as .coms, and it is a .com that will make your brand most visible in searches. As Forbes said, using a .com is the most authoritative way of guaranteeing your site will be found, along with providing other useful content around your brand. It's not just about being found either. Having a .com business gives it inherent value. Okay, so let's get started. 20. Casino.com. Human vices are a great business to be in, and gambling is a temptation many people can't turn away from. This domain was bought in 2003 for $5.5 million. Of course, the site is all about gambling, offering games and a bunch of blogs on ways to risk losing your cash. 19. Israel.com. This was bought in 2008 for $5.88 million. It has an interesting story because it said the domain was first purchased in 1994 by a Jewish American man, so people couldn't misuse the domain. He then sold it on and made a lot of money, although reports don't say how much he bought it for. If you visit the site now, you guessed it, you get lots of information about the country Israel. 18. iCloud.com. iCloud.com is of course owned by the company Apple. It seems someone else had owned the domain, and Apple had to pay out $6 million in 2011 to get it. The iCloud is where one can store all their data when there's too much to store locally. Apple also owns iCloud.org and iCloud.net. There are also reports that when Apple bought iCloud.com from a Swedish company called Experian, it paid $4.5 million. 17. Beer.com. If you're a fan of beer, this is where you go, or went. Right now, it seems that domain is not working. Apparently, it was bought for $80,000 by a couple of guys who wanted people to talk about beer, how to brew, the best beers, drinking games, etc. They sold it for $7 million in 2004. 16. Diamond.com. This was sold for $7.5 million in 2006. We can't tell you much about this site because if you go there now, you get one page saying the world's #1 cryptocurrency exchange. It used to be all about diamonds. 15. Business.com. This was bought for $7.5 million back in 1999. It was originally bought by a guy named Mark Ostrovsky for a measly $150,000. So he made a ton of money from buying domains. It's all related to business, obviously, with the latest story as we write this sounding like one of our own shows. 25 jobs you can get without a college degree. 14. FB.com. This domain was actually bought by Facebook in 2010 for $8.5 million. If you type in FB.com, it just takes you to Facebook. 13. We.com. Most of you won't know what this simple-sounding site is about if you go there, only because many of you don't speak Chinese. This domain was reportedly sold for $8 million back in 2015. It's owned by Tencent, the huge Chinese company that owns the country's largest chat platform, WeChat. If you go there now, you'll find stock listings. 12. Porno.com. This domain was sold in 2015 for $8,888,888. It's the kind of site that redirects you to other sites that offer temporary titillation for viewers. The story goes that a guy called Rick Schwartz bought the domain from a student for $42,000 in 1997. That student bought it the week before for $8,000. Rick certainly did well for himself. 11. Internet.com. In 2009, the website Internet.com was bought for $9 million. Obviously, this is a vague name and you don't know quite.
So interesting stories, right?
Yes.
What for to create business if you can create like a domain and simply wait?
Yeah.
The clients to buy.
Yes, maybe someone is going to open the company and it will be close to my name, which I have bought, like a domain name.
You see, I'll send
Became
you a link
true.
of this video. You can find out really similar ones, but those are the real cases here. So in this video, you can check out. And yes, you're right. If you have bought the right domain name, it could be a business, but it could be not. You know, it's also sometimes you think it's a
Risky.
good one. It's risky, yeah, because at the end of the day, it costs, let's assume, 10 euros or $10 a year. If you buy 100 of them, you pay 1,000, and after 1 year, you need to pay 1,000, unless somebody buys it off. But the best thing is, if you're choosing the name for yourself, yeah, try to choose the fitting one. So later on, you can use in your social communication. So this was about the domain names. And do you have some questions? I see, Walsey, if you have hand risen.
No, I do not have question.
All right, let's
I don't know
continue.
why I did not press any.
It's okay. So let's go with the next thing is why domain name is important, because search engine optimizing is important. SEO means search engine optimizing. It means all kind of activities you do in order your page and social media would appear on maximally on the top of the search engines. What's a search engine? What search engines do you know?
Google,
Yeah,
Yandex,
exactly. More?
Yahoo.
Yahoo, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Or Bing. Yeah, there are a lot of them. Baidu. Yeah, a lot of them. So it depends on which country you are in, what territory. So it's a search engine. Most popular one, of course, is Google. And the idea how it works, it tags the keywords. So what is important? What is important in a generating effective SEO? And I'll tell you some secrets. First of all, when you're creating the content, it is important that you are also doing it on your webpage and on your social media communication. So first of all, it's your web page and your domain name. That's really important. If it matches best, if it matches the name of the business or organization. That's really great if it happens. So this is the one. Next one is language. So if you have communication on English language or Russian language, so the same would be also the language and plus interface. Interface means the buttons in your page. For example, if in Reseba everything would be on Russian, but the interface, for example, pages, study programs, apply would be on English, that would be not that good. So you need to change also the interface or how you communicate. I don't know what's the interface of your smartphones or your computers, but for example, on mine, the default is English, but I mostly talk Latvian. In your country, it can be also vice versa, different interfaces and different language content. But in this case, for your users, the interface and the language is also important. Or if you make a switch, it's also good. You can have several domain names, but the best one, if you're targeting people in your local area of a country, that local domain is the best one, how to reach them. If you have global business, that go for generic ones, .com, net, org, edu, EU, and similar ones. Next one, information, or we call it the content, everything you write related to your industry and business. So everything you put in your social media and websites is related to actually what do you do. If you make cakes, then write about cakes and write all the keywords and the content about it. So search engine would know if you're delivering cakes in some city, then what do they type in order to find you? So therefore, when you make this possible, you create keywords. Keywords and must be included, plus tags. Name tag means actually some specific keyword which indicates you in your industry in order to how you want people to find you. I think you have heard about the hashtags. It's the one which is written like tasty cakes. The hashtag is this symbol, tasty cake, or hashtag smart education in any kind of language. So it's okay, also useful if you add this in your communication and you include keywords in your test blog writing. Let's check out some social media accounts. Which social platform we open up and what type of business? Let's check out how do they use the information and keywords. Let's go to the what you are willing to check out.
Forbes.
What's that?
Forbes, maybe. Forbes.
Forbes. It's
Yeah.
what? It's what? I maybe don't know it. Maybe you can write it in chat and we'll check it, so I would know how to spell it. Oh, so the chat says Forbes. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. So Forbes, fine. So let's assume not Forbes yet, but we're finding some business blog or no business news.
Business news, yes.
And articles. We're willing to find them. Yeah, so business news. And we are saying BBC, okay, really good. Wall Street, Financial Times. Oh, and you see, Forbes is maybe not yet on the top of the page regarding this, but I may change some keywords. Business articles and interviews. Let's check out business consulting, Guardian, go Amazon, not Forbes yet. So it means even if they're working with these keywords, it means somebody else indexes more. And what happens if we actually write down Forbes? Let's check out what are their main keywords. So American Business Magazine. Okay, let's try this one. Business Magazine. It should be Bloomberg. Fine. Forbes is somewhere fifth. Fine. So they're trying to identify themselves as a global media company focusing on business, investing technology, and it is positioning itself as a business magazine. So you see, or entrepreneur magazine. The keywords are really important, and you can be using them as a title pages and also the keywords which you are putting into your web page. So for example, if I go to Forbes.com, I see that there are a lot of articles here. And those articles should be related, yeah, to business. Investment in privacy, startup integration, all kind of interviews, all kind of business cases. And I expect that they are using this keyword system all around in order for customers to be able to find them. So for Facebook, Forbes, global. So they can have Forbes, for example, Russia. And Forbes, Latvia. Let's go for Forbes, Russia.
It's already separate domains, like Forbes Russia and the Forbes Latvia.
It is, yeah. You see, it's like you ask for how to manage the social media, also the web pages. You can have everything under one web page. For example, Forbes and all kind of languages in it, or Forbes Russia, Forbes Latvia, Forbes Spain, and etc. And it depends. You can have a lot of Forbes all around. So you see, for Forbes Russia, they have different interviews, different communication, different followers. But here they're writing down that here's our webpage. You see also for Forbes for Russia, Forbes.ru is here. And the right domain name choice, Forbes.ru. I think they were not the first one who registered it, but later on they got it somehow. I think they repurchased it. And the thing is there, yeah, talking about here mostly Russian language, or maybe sometimes Facebook can help us to translate it to my language, because you see, I have an interface of English language in my Facebook, but I can click see original and it shows everything Russian. So you see, normally you can be writing in your local language. And if you want, so since Facebook knows that I want to talk in English, they show me artificially Google translated, Facebook translated it. So, but I can click here. So it means actually can write the content, it will be translated worldwide. Either you create a content which can, for example, they can show that if I'm in Latvia, they'll show the content on Latvian if they have translated it. Or they can do separate for separate countries. It depends on can you manage them all, because it would be bad if you open up for every country in the world you're operating in, and some will have a lot of followers. Like here, for example, they're having, you see, a decent number of followers, almost 500,000. And it would be bad if you would have only, I don't know, 50 followers and you're doing nothing on the page and it starts to look bad. Yes, question?
Yes, I have one more question. So you showed us a Facebook and like Forbes Russia, Forbes Latvia, and so on. What about like if, for example, I'm also the company and I want to create like several sub pages in Facebook depending on the country, and can it be occupied, and what are the options? So, for example, I want to open a business in a Scandinavian country, for example, Norway, and I want like sweet Norway. But if I'm going to register this name in the Facebook, like to create, it's already occupied.
Yeah, we have talked about this, that actually if you're having a page and you can check out the videos which I uploaded, how to
I understood. So I can like to create a profile and several pages to be open. Sorry, yes, I understood.
Yeah. So you see,
forgot.
So here, for example, Facebook Brazil and etc. If I'll open up Facebook Brazil, we can see here that it is written here, Forbes Brazil, yeah?
I understood.
This is the name you can change. So here's the section pages on the left side. You can go on it and you can view your pages, which you are actually managing. And for those pages, you can be changing.
I understood. I forgot about this.
Yeah, you can create the page and you can, recreate and change the name. And then you can create a lot of pages. The main thing is who creates it, because normally I can create the Forbes now Forbes online. I could easily make it, but Facebook can make a claim and say that I'm not the real Forbes, yeah? And you should be aware, do you have rights to do it? Because they may say that actually I couldn't do it. Yeah. So you see there's some kind of not real Forbes websites, something like these are Forbes India, Forbes Ukraine, those are the real ones, looks like. But this one is something not real Forbes. You see, it's something like something totally off topic, as you see. And some people can create it. Yeah, you should be careful because somebody can create it with your name. Okay. Yeah, this was about the search engine. And let's continue further. So search engines, or whiteboard. Keywords are important, information is important, and also remember yesterday I talked about rich media. So rich media. A lot of different medias used. What were the medias? Video, pictures, text, audio. So search engines do tend to like if you use it. And also if you paste the picture, you should be putting on the name on it. For example, if you have a picture of a Smart Kids workshop, then you rename the picture by saying the name. If somebody downloads the picture, it is said that actually there's a specific name. I'll give you an example. We're searching for nuts packages, nuts.com packages. I found out this picture here. And here's a picture. I open it up. And if I want to save it, save an image, it will show that there's this name and it looks awful. Check it out on chat. This is something really not cool. It gives no hint, so Google cannot index it. So let's check some other picture. Maybe there's something else written here. No, also nothing. But the right name would be like this: hazelnut green label package. Nuts.com. So if this would be the name for this package, the Google would help me to find out this picture and to give and attract more traffic to my website. That's also important. So also give the right names for the all media uploaded on your web page. And also you can be saving it for social media communication. Because for example, if I go to Forbes, let's go to Forbes. And there's a picture. If I open it up, Facebook is showing me that, oh, it was an article, sorry. Those are all articles. Okay, they're directly going to article. Yes, this also helps when you put an article in social media and when you click it, you get to it. It also helps for search engine optimizing. But I was searching more like for Starbucks. Let's check out this one. When you place a picture, this picture shows that there is some kind of a popcorn or something. If I click on it, either I can view the content, and this content is having a name. In this case, a video. Let's go for a picture. We need some pictures. Hey guys. Yes, this picture of a latte. You see, they are writing down some information. What did you get? And then you can read about what is written here. Or maybe there's a link which links to some kind of specific offer for a coffee. Always give some information about. This helps for SEO, search engine optimizing. Yes, Alexei, have a question. Yeah, Alexei, yeah.
Sir Eduard, can you please help with this lattice or hashtag? What is useful? Why is useful before, and why I should to put it before keywords? What is give to me? Understand?
Yeah, it gives more. Hashtag gives an idea in order to index the content you're interested in. Let's go for road games again. So we were looking on these guys and we saw that they're writing some content, and after the content they're writing down some either they link to some partners or either they use hashtag system. And I know that they use it in LinkedIn. So let's check it out. Let's go to LinkedIn. And here we are. Here is a post. Now we can see it. And they are putting a hashtag, so this type of symbol, and then they show that there is some kind of road games or road games something. And every time when we see a hashtag, the search engine and also social media is indexing and showing the content related. So it means scavenger hunt. What happens if I click on it? When I click on it, I see all the content with this hashtag in the whole LinkedIn. You see, all of these are the contents which were related to it. So it means it's for you possible to go with the trend that you are indexing something with what you want to be related. And if somebody wants to know about Neptune, in this case, they click on it and they'll see where else the Neptune hashtag was used, for what reasons.
Okay, if I correctly understand you, it means that when I put lattice, this hashtag before keywords, I receive road to direct information, relevant information, what I need, it means.
Yeah, normally the social media websites are built like this, but also it is possible that you don't need to put it before keywords. You can simply put it in within the text. So normally if you're writing down some kind of a, here as you can see, I'll draw you a circle around it. So this is the case where how did we found out? We wrote down the Neptune, and though they're writing a hashtag. So if you're writing down about private school consulting classes for art classes, then you write a hashtag art class, and that everyone will be able to see it because they follow this topic. So every time you want to indicate some topic which is related, so everyone would be searching for this topic, they may find your post. So this is common system how to find the post. Yeah. Something like this. That's the search engine optimizing. Okay. Also, what helps you to create a really great search engine optimizing strategy is, referral links. So if somebody reshares your post or puts your webpage in their webpage, in other words, that in social media you're putting a link of a website to your webpage, it helps for search engine because it shows that this content is shared and used everywhere around. So it must be good for the players and those who are seeking for information. Yeah, referral links. Yeah, so every time, for example, Forbes, we checked out in their post, they're putting their news articles, and this is how they see it. Okay, now what will happen? I want you to open up any profile of the company in the world and on any social media platform and talk in the groups. How do they use their content, and try to analyze how does it look like. Do they use hashtags? Do they use rich media? And do they use a good names which are indicated also with the domain name in their social media? So choose one social media channel, for example, LinkedIn or Facebook, and find out any company's profile there and check out, is there rich media? Is there hashtag? So I'll write down you in chat. First, are there rich media used in communication? Hashtags used. Third one, domain name is the same as social media page name. And the fourth one, how often they place posts. For example, I would choose LinkedIn and Forbes. I open it up and answer those 4 questions. So please make a snapshot or check out these ones. And also when you'll be working in group, you have a button at the middle for the Zoom. Have you shared the screen before? If you click on share screen, there's a green button at the middle of the screen on the downside. Then you can click on it and click share screen and button share. In this case, you'll be able to simply show your team with whom you're working what is the website you are analyzing. And if you want, we can actually negotiate on the teams, not the teams, but the companies now. But actually, I would let you choose it by your own. So how many are here? We'll be splitting you in 2 teams. Okay, are the questions known? Yeah. Answer those 4 questions. Choose any company in the world. Forbes, IKEA, local bakery, something which is popular. Lego, maybe Neste, maybe some kind of Disney, whatever you want. And I'll give you 10 to 15 minutes to work. And yeah, so I see the teams here. Very good. Okay, guys, the rooms are open. You can share the screen in the rooms. Enjoy. Are you back? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
You have finished?
Let's say yes.
I think so.
I think so.
Yes.
All right. It's about the time. You have a few minutes more, but okay. Yep.
Can we start? Because
let's wait others to come.
yeah.
I have called them out. We're waiting for a few.
Okay.
Sure. You can start sharing the screen if you want to show us something.
Okay, where is my participant, team members?
We can share the screen.
Okay.
Our group. Volostukana will speak.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, now we're all back. Thanks, guys. So, and yeah, 3 people still are in the room. Let's wait 10 seconds. They'll join now. You used Amazon, yeah?
Yes, about Amazon, and I think that it's a famous company, industry like this, and we find Facebook platform like this, and first there it's the same Amazon.com, and the picture of this Facebook official Facebook, it's the same domain platform. We can see it. And about that we yes, so also we they use also Instagram, but we have discussed about Instagram. This situation, and we tried to find information about hashtag, but we cannot find it about hashtag. And as we see, 60 hours ago, they refresh new information Facebook platform. But but what's happened? Sorry. It's about that Amazon.com. We have different situations. We need to find concretical product or direction, and more deeply discuss about this. Yes. Yes. If have some question, I am ready with my team members.
Thank you, Dudu.
Thank you, Natalia, for your attention.
So, what do you say? How do you think? Why there is on Russian language it appears? Because of settings of your interface or because of their posting it?
Maybe it is suitable to change it.
Yeah, показать оригинал there is written.
Yes.
Yeah, if you click it, it will be on English. Yeah, you see, this is how they want you to be targeted. They say, hey, I see
yes.
that you prefer the Russian language, and that's why they write it like this.
More popular language, Russian and English, the situation.
Yeah, in this case. If we would be in China, it would be Chinese language here shown.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so how often they communicate? So last one in the 16 hours, but how often they make posts?
Yes, 3 days.
Okay.
In a week.
How do you think? Is it sufficient?
Yes, sometimes 2-3 days, during 2-3 days.
So is that okay?
Yes, it is. Why not?
They use more
If
pictures.
they are
Yeah.
posting regularly, why not?
Additionally, I can say that 15 minutes is not enough to realize the information and compare everything. It's quite difficult. First time you think that it's like this. Every company has their standard to share information and save their image and position.
Okay. So it means what type of media do they use more often? Which media? Which types?
We find Facebook and Instagram, but as I realize, they have LinkedIn also.
Yeah, but I mean the rich media types. What? Pictures, videos, text?
Yes, everything.
Everything in mix. Yeah, you see, that's what they do. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, and the main domain they use on the left side, as we see, it's Amazon.com. Yeah.
Yes.
Their main.
Yes.
Okay. Questions to experts from other group members, maybe?
No, we don't have.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Task done.
Thank you, Edward.
Let's go to the next group, please. Can you please also share the screen and talk about your case?
Okay, Natalia and Anna from Moldova. We are from Moldova.
Yep.
So we have choose Verica Cosmetic.
Okay.
So Verica Cosmetic, so which rich media they're using? They're using both like videos and post, and we can trace it like here. All videos. Yes, you see how many videos they have. And plus, of course, they have different posts. Oh my God, how to return back? Okay, like this. And post. Hashtags, each post, we can trace like different hashtag. Noiembrie, cadou, Viorica, oferte. If I will click.
Winter.
Yes. You can see like which gift they are offering you depending on such an action, or maybe they have such an advertising, I don't know. Next question, domain they are using. So domain is not the same. Like if we speak about Facebook, oh my God,
But the domain is available in 3 languages, Romanian, English, and Russian.
Yes, here is
And
the
there
domain.
are also a lot of articles posted.
Okay.
And daily, how often they are posting or making posts? It's like, why I cannot like.
You're clicking now on the hashtags before that.
Yes. So I have returned to the site, to the like Facebook Verica Cosmetic. So we have traced how often they are making the post daily. So usually it's like daily posts they have. So for example, 3 hours ago was the last post, then yesterday, the day before yesterday. So usually it's like each day they have a certain use, and usually these are products they have in disposal.
They are very active.
Very active, yes. They want to sell.
Yes, of course, that's why. This is the first reason.
So you see, maybe only weekends, during weekends, they do not have any posts.
Is it good or bad? How do you think?
I think it's good. Why not? So the more news you have, the more like the more accessible is your page, and the more people can see. I think so.
But it might be sometimes boring to post the same products in every day. If they are different, it's okay. If they are the same, maybe a little bit
no, you see
rarely to post.
In each page, like you can see statistics. And of course, if you want to reach more people, you need to post more posts. And even more, of course, you need to choose the target audience. And of course, if someone is making reshare, like it's increase your statistics. So I'm showing you at the picture. You see, yes, Edward? And the higher rate is here where...
Yeah, it's called the reach охват. Yeah. How many you reach.
So here you see like the statistic is not so good one. It's like a little bit poor. And I have traced already if you are posting more often, yes, your reach is much more higher. So that is why I consider like Verica Cosmetic is doing excellent. Even more, the content is quite vivid. All pictures are quite of high quality, and the description is good one. So why not? I like it.
So thank you.
Okay, thank you. What are the questions? Yeah. So as you assume, and you see that even if really often you paste the same content or similar products, it's like some people get fed up, like they want something new or something original. So what would you suggest them to do? Because it looks like they're posting their products. So what would be the thing you could, ask them to do different? Or how to try to, let's say, make it much more attractive for people regarding this communication, which you have analyzed now. And we talked about some ideas yesterday. So what would you add?
They could involve people, the possible clients, or to make a study how women are feeling after they are using these products, to
feedback, like a feedback.
Women, maybe a feedback.
Okay, feedback from customers, like how did they like it?
Yes.
Maybe there's an interview with somebody who is simply telling how these products help them.
Do maybe some testing videos. How was before?
Maybe it can be like it should be a mixture. Maybe. So it should be a mixture of content information. Like first of all about product,
yes,
like you told us. like you told us, one day it can be like Monday day will be dedicated to certain product, new product. Thursday is going to be dedicated to, I don't know, like some test we have made on our products, like a feedback, a review, for example, the ingredient we are using, the feedback from the customers, like to change their main content, like not simply products, but to enlarge the, how it will be in English?
Say in Russian.
Yeah, you can.
Why not?
Получается, информация должна быть более разнообразной. Не только о продукте, но и получается о том, например, кто пользуется продуктом, какие ингредиенты используют в продукте. Дальше обратная связь со стороны клиентов, что они думают о продукте. И предпочтение, конечно же, я бы отдала видеороликам, небольшим, коротеньким видеороликам. У них в основном контент идет картинки. То есть видеоролики у них достаточно, ну, мало, да, только вот описание продукта и все. Более того, конечно, хотелось бы видеть еще и различного рода конкурсы. Вот здесь вот один конкурс. Но, честно говоря, смотря на этот пост, во-первых, очень меленько, раз, и во-вторых, ну вот не зацепил меня этот конкурс, даже не хотела читать. So
I'll translate it also for others with a small post. So those things you say are really great. So first of all, you suggest to have more rich media, more like video rolls on it, because it's too much pictures, as you say.
They should
The second
more.
thing which you said, to not switch the topics, but to actually go deeper in the nuances of the topic. For example, what are ingredients? How do they affect your health? What are the feedback of customers? So in order, it is focused still in this niche, but from other perspectives. Yeah, this is what you suggest. Makes sense, yeah. Makes sense, yeah. And you wanted to add something more? Because your English is really good, you can.
So my English is very, yes, I think it's very good, but
really good. This is way how you can practice. So maybe add some more ideas. You had some more.
No more ideas. So, for example, I'm responsible for business administration, our side department, and also for me, it's very hard to create some content. So to create new information and so on, it's very hard job, and lots of time need to be dedicated to creating videos, posts, and so on. And even more, it's very hard to attract attention. So for me, it's like even unknown area, how to enlarge the people to see like which news we have and to attract attention. Already I know that videos are much more attractive than the post. Post usually it's like nobody is watching, but video usually if you create something unique, something interesting, that's okay. Like the reach already is much more higher.
Yes, and the reach rate also changes. For example, if you paste every day or really often the videos, the people will tend to get used to it and maybe not start watching it. At the moment, you paste a lot of pictures, but once in a while also video, it drags attention, yeah? Drags attention, and then for which can be used, and the reach is really important to be measured as engagement, how often they're actually interested in this. So people tend to follow social media accounts, as we discussed yesterday, only for a reason that it can give them value. Either there are sales, either they find out something interesting, or as a readout, or this is really important for them to follow, to be informed about what you're willing to say. Yeah. Lillian, you have a question for experts. Lillian raised her hand. Okay, maybe it was about another issue. Okay, few things which we need to add when we're talking about the social media advertising. As you know, you can be paying money for Facebook or LinkedIn in order to push the sales. So it means your post can be boosted, and then they say that your audience as a reach can be also bigger. Anyone having experience with this before?
Me not.
So the idea is that you can add the card payment, and you can use, for example, Facebook Manager, and it's called the boosting the posts. Normally, You're saying, okay, let's advertise this cream in the region of some specific country, territory, and then you can pay and set up, for example, €7 or dollars or any other currency a day, every day. And let's assume you're going for 7 days, so it's about €50 you're spending, and this is advertising campaign. And then they try to show this content not only for people who are following your page, but also people out of your page in order to reach more customers. What can you get out of this? There are three things. First of all, you can attract more followers. So maybe somebody will see the posts which you have simply advertised, and they are tending to follow. Second is they can engage by reacting on it, by putting on comments or maybe likes that they are liking this content. So it's information also for others that there's an engagement and some people respond to it. Third thing is they tend to either reshare it or engage it regarding that they can share this content with others. And actually there's a fourth thing. They can go into your post and buy your product or do the action which you're required to do. How do you think, which is the most valuable thing, what you would want to get them to do if you would be advertising your posts? Which of these four activities is the best one and why?
Hello?
Which one? To buy something or better to follow you? Is it better to get some followers or product sales?
Hello?
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, that would be really good. That both are really good. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're here maybe even to sell. But in order to get followers is a marketing goal. So
If
normally
you have more followers, then you are selling more, maybe.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes you have a lot of followers who are willing to follow you, but they
Let's
don't
be
want to buy.
positive. Let's be positive. We will sell more than yesterday, today.
Yeah, but also you need to measure how it attracts on the sales and actually do your sale numbers increase. That's also something you need to follow. So there are business goals regarding the sales and there are followers, because if you have a lot of followers, of course, it's a good capital because it shows that you're creating valuable content and your message can be easily spread among your target audience. That's, of course, is value. That's why there's an influencer marketing really arising. So it means if I have, let's say, 10,000 followers on Instagram, and you're willing to advertise some new lemonade, if you would pay me €200, I put a post, my followers see it. So it's also a campaign of that you can be selling the views or the sessions because you have a wider reach. And that's also a channel to consider. If you don't have followers, maybe you can hire somebody who does have, and they can distribute the message.
A good way to make money.
Yeah, well, yeah. How do you think, what's a good thing and the bad thing about this influencer marketing? If we would have a lemonade and we would want to sell it and we use influencer marketing service for €200 to make a post, what's good and bad about it?
The bad is you should pay for advertising. The best is that you are selling the products, maybe.
As you said, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. So the good thing is if you are selling, yeah. But
the best thing, you are getting known in more widely than was at the start, maybe.
I like how you say maybe. You should register domain name.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one. And the thing is, yeah, well, you should be choosing carefully. If it's not your social media and you're paying somebody else, that they deliver your message correctly, because sometimes They say, okay, there's an advertisement, I don't want to use it. But the influencers sometimes hide that this is paid advertisement. So remember, it's ethical and also legally should be, if you pay me for an ad to be placed on my Instagram account, I should show it. By the way, somebody paid for this lemonade to be advertised. Otherwise, I'm drinking lemonade and people who follow me and who are fans of me are willing to drink it because I drink it. But at the end of the day, if it's an ad, you should also be getting known, noticing others, so they would know that just in case it was a paid one. So there are also issues regarding this, the good and the bad one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Great thing is that actually we have talked about all the necessary content for social media marketing planning. And now there's a room for questions. And after this lecture, so I think it will be during these
hello,
closest days, you'll be reaching out the information regarding what's your home task. And home task will consist of the things you have done here in class. So one of the tasks will be for you to simply analyze one social media account, similarly as you did now for Amazon, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And second thing will be create your digital identity for your product X. It can be educational product, it can be some kind of hobby, it can be related to your work. And you'll write down again in which social medias you should communicate, what should be the word, what should be the exact domain name, so you'll be able to check it. And also, yeah, what type of content should you post it and how often? So there will be 5 questions which Zana will send you regarding the digital identity creation for your own personalized product, which may be already existing or would exist in future, any type of industry. And second is brief analysis of some social media by saying what would be suggestions from your side to improve based on the knowledge you gained on this course. Room for questions.
Oh, we don't have right now. We will have later.
You'll have later.
When we will start doing something.
Later, I will have questions because on next Friday, when you'll be defending, I will be the one asking by this. So, and in this case, please, everyone who's preparing the task, create few slides so you can not Google, but Zoom share screen in the way how you did now. So when you'll be defending, you share the screen. And you can make it on either PowerPoint slide or either if you're analyzing some Amazon.com homepage, you can simply show their homepage. The presentation format is free, up to you to make it.
It means for the first question, we should share the screen to see the page. And for the second, to make a PowerPoint or a presentation about what we have done.
And both things presented can take up to 5 minutes. And then there's part for questions from my side or from colleagues. And yeah, make sure that also in an instruction that you'll be uploading them in. So we'll be able to see them. But the presentation, keep it laconic and simple so you can tell briefly about it. And be aware, if you're talking about ideas you don't want to expose to others, you know that those domain names and all kind of ideas will be seen to everyone. So make sure that you are actually talking about the ideas you are willing to spread in order for you to have a practice of this. Yeah. So this hopefully sounds interesting for you, the task. Does it?
Yes, why not?
Yeah, I can make it harder if you want.
No, it's okay. It's enough.
Okay.
Okay, sounds that you are finishing. I just want to remind you, if you need, any of you, if you need templates for presentation, you can check Envato Elements and send me the link and I will send you back exactly the template which you have chosen. And yeah, and you're always welcome to use also Canvas. There you can find plenty of interesting templates for posters, for presentations, and also for social media, in case you are already preparing some material what you want to place in your social media account. Okay, thank you all for being here. And
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
Zan, maybe somebody must have a question regarding the previous content.
Do you have any questions?
No questions.
No, that's great.
Really great work done today. Really great. Thanks, guys. Yeah. And it's a good suggestion from Zan. By using Canvas or any other, you can use your skills and show up already presenting in tasks. That would be nice. Yeah.
Yes, and thank you also, Edward, for this class. We will see him next week, next Friday, but tomorrow we are getting together to present your business communication home assignment. See you all tomorrow. I will try to not to forget to send you a reminder an hour before the lecture, and have a nice evening.
Thank you. The same.
Have a nice evening, guys. Thank you for your
Bye-bye.
lecture. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.